Hi everybody, I hope you can hear me all right. I'm sitting here at my favorite bistro by the beach. It's about 9:20 p.m. on Thursday, September 26th. What you're looking at right here is the chart, the present chart. This is what the sky looks like right now in my area. I wanted to just share it with you. As you can see, I'm going to just set up my draw thing right here, okay? I don't know if I have my pen set up. Yeah, I don't know if I got it. The date's right here, okay? September 26, 2024. All right, and let's see. As soon as I get comfortable with this, is that okay? Yeah, so that's how I do that. Okay, got it. Okay, so as you can see, we have planet Uranus right here. This is Uranus right here in Taurus. Uranus is in retrograde right now. It's going to be in retrograde until January 5th or something like that. So we've got a nice, good, long stretch of retrograde action. The planet Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Yeah, retrograde. See that little R right here? Ooh, I love this on-screen pen. I'm having fun, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, so that little R means retrograde. So we're going to be like that. It's going to be in that station until January 5th or something like that. So as you know, Uranus it's the electrified kind of planet. It's got a very erratic, sort of electric kind of energy, very innovative, very off the cuff, sort of, like I say, unpredictable. It'll throw challenges and little changes, surprises in there that just kind of change the course of things. It's at 26 degrees right now in the sign of Taurus, all right? There's Uranus right there, 26 degrees. You can see it, okay? Yep, in retrograde. All right, what else do we have? We have Jupiter. Jupiter just made its way into, I'm sorry, Jupiter has been in Gemini now. See Jupiter right there? That's Jupiter at 21 degrees in Gemini. So, you know, being that Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is over, you know, learning, communication, you know, things like that, siblings, growing, learning, computing things in your head, writing, comprehension, that's all Mercury. Okay, socializing even. So with Jupiter there being expansive, it could expand those life areas. Okay, and again, this is just collective right here. This is all just collective, okay? Let's move on to the next. We have the sign of Cancer right here. That's Mars. So Mars is at 12 degrees in the sign of Cancer. So Cancer is known to be very nurturing. It's ruled by the moon, okay? It is a water sign. So it's known to be nurturing, kind of the, you know, homebody. I think of somebody that's very caring, could even be very motherly. So things like that, we're going to feel more of a drive to be those things, you know, on a collective scale. Okay? Let's move on. What else do we have? All right, I don't know what just happened there, but we have the moon right here in, the moon is in Leo. All right, so right there at 2 degrees in Leo. Collectively, that's in the 3rd house. All right, so that's the house of education, learning. That's ruled by Cancer. The 3rd house is ruled by Cancer. Or I'm sorry, the 3rd house is ruled by Gemini normally. All right, so that's education, learning, communication, your siblings, that sort of thing. Okay, growing, learning, changing, that kind of thing. Education, stages of life, that sort of thing. Okay, the ways that you communicate on the phone, electronics are ruled by Mercury. So emails, text messages, phone calls, that kind of thing. The moon is there in Leo. So, you know, we can expect that to be magnified and maybe in a very flamboyant sort of take charge way. Okay? Let's move on here. What do we got next? Okay, we have a stellium here in Libra, even though this right here is not, that's not actually a planet. That's just the south node. That's a south lunar node. So that's a point on the chart. That's not actually a planet or a luminary. That's not a body of any sort, okay? But right here, we have the sun at 4 degrees, and we have Mercury right here at 1 degree. So these two are conjunct in Libra, in the 5th house. So we have a Sun-Mercury conjunction in the 5th house, Libra. That's how you would say that, okay? So the sun, it's lighting up, basically illuminating things in a very balanced way when it comes to creativity, kids, romance, you know, things like that. This is normally, the 5th house is normally ruled by Leo, okay? So and Leo is ruled by the sun. So the sun, it's pretty much in its domicile here in this 5th house. Okay, that's where it feels at home. But it's not in the sign of Leo right now, okay? So the issues of the 5th house, which are creativity, romance, passion, kids, recreation, those life areas are lit up right here. But you're gonna find balance. You're gonna find balance with that, okay? Being in the sign of Libra, that'll be very balanced. It'll be a little more about the other person, not just you. It'll be about everybody, the collective good, okay? And then Mercury here, like I say, learning, communication, skills, that sort of thing. You might be more apt to socialize. You might be more apt to be creative. You're creative. That Mercury will really highlight that creativity, okay, in the 5th house. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Oh, here we go with Venus in Scorpio. There's Venus. It's in, it's in the sign of Scorpio at 4 degrees, Venus, okay? So, yeah, passion, very deep passion. Love is going to be intensified. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so naturally things go very deep with Pluto. I wouldn't say they go hard, but they go deep with Pluto. So the depth of you might be a little more emotional. You might be, the love will be more pronounced in your relationships. It doesn't have to be romantic love. Could be any kind of love, okay? Family, whatever. And it is presently in the 6th house, which is normally ruled by Virgo, okay, which is also, the ruling body of Virgo is also Mercury. So that's your daily routines, okay? Organization, exercise, self-care, what time you get up, what time you take a shower, what time you brush your teeth, make your coffee, routine, organization, getting things in a nice methodical arrangement now may come to the surface at this time, okay, with that. What else? Okay, we have Pluto right here. Here's Pluto. It's back in the sign of Capricorn at the moment. It did go into retrograde. It's not in retrograde anymore, but it did take a quick dip back into the sign of Capricorn right here. Okay, it went into Aquarius for a moment earlier this year. Okay, here's Aquarius right there. It took a dip into Aquarius, then went into retrograde back into Capricorn. So it's making its way back into the sign of Aquarius now, and that's collectively in the 9th house. That's higher learning. That's ruled by Sagittarius, which is all about aiming for more all the time, okay? Higher learning, higher education, and I don't mean, math, spelling, history. I mean higher education. So it could be things that are spiritual. It could be things that are related to religion. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, so that would be your faith. Things like faith, okay? Expansion of your faith, stuff like that. Pluto may collectively want to take a dig into those life areas, and as a whole, it might uproot some things and replant some new roots and some newness there, okay? Or at least make way for the new, but it happens very, very slowly. As Pluto is the slowest moving planet, it is the slowest moving planet, it's the outermost planet, but it actually is the most effective when you're talking about collective, okay? Yes, it makes a very, very big difference collectively, okay? So guys, that is, wait a minute. Yes, we have Saturn right here in retrograde in the sign of Pisces. So that's collectively in the 11th house, and we also have Neptune here, which is retrograde. Okay, so we have Neptune and Saturn both in retrograde in the sign of Pisces. Wow, collectively in the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of social groups, cliques, your bowling league, your Rotary Club, your whatever, Girl Scouts, the PTA, things like that, groups and that you associate yourself with, okay? That's what the 11th house is all about, is your groups, your social class, your social groups. Saturn is doing some refining work in there. Saturn, the great teacher, is kind of at a slowdown right now, giving us some time to reflect on those relationships and our sense of belonging in those kinds of things. Neptune has the tendency to create illusions. So if there's been any confusion or uncertainty around, your peers and what group you belong in, or if you even belong, Saturn may do some uprooting work and make some changes in that life area as well. And Saturn moves very slowly, so does Neptune. Neptune has been Neptune right here, has been in the sign of Pisces for about the last 15 years. And I think it doesn't move over here into Aries until next year, 2025. And you can see right here how close it is on that cusp. And still, that's how slow it moves, okay? Guys, as far as astrology is concerned, that is all I have for you tonight. I just, I love this pen, this draw on screen pen that I have here. It's so fun to use, but I hope you enjoyed tonight. I also wanted to point out something real quick. You see this right here? Right there? That's in astrology called a grand trine, okay? That's a grand trine. And it's making 120-degree angles at 3 different points. We've got one of the points at Mercury right here in Libra. The other one is Pluto right here in Capricorn. And the third one is right here at the Ascension. Oh, gosh darn it. It's right on the cusp of Taurus and Gemini. But, normally a grand trine, sometimes it'll be all one element. Normally like it would be 3 Earth, but in this case it's not. But sometimes a grand trine, it'll be all one element. Like I've got a grand trine in my chart from Sagittarius to Leo to Aries, often because there are 120-degree angles from each other if you draw them out in lines, okay? All right, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up. That is tonight's presentation. And again, this is collective. And if you have any questions, let me know. And by the way, the chart is courtesy of Astrology Master. It's a great app. I encourage it on Google Play. Thanks.